Hey there, Gemini. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, ring that bell and click the subscribe. I tell you, they'll let you know anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, give us that big thumbs up, like and share. Love them. Share with your peeps, share with your friends, share with your families. Help us energize them up to raise this world up off its knees and into the being, the living, and the loving of life that we all deserve. It'll make your world a better place, mine a better place, and theirs too. Okay, make sure you also leave comments down below. I want to know what's going on the other side of that camera. Also, if you wonder, where has Joy been? Well, we had this little thing called Hurricane Sally come riding on in with her bargey self. She barged on in our door here in Pensacola, knocked away like 22 barges at last count, took out some of the bridges, has definitely rearranged our life here. But hey, we flow and we go, right? No biggie. So this week they're talking about a one-card wonder, and I was like trying to figure out which deck that they wanted me to pick, and they're like that one and that one and that one. And I'm like, what is up? And they meant one card tarot. So we have one tarot card that comes out, and then we have the runes. Y'all love this deck. I've heard back from some of you. And then we have our credit cards going on here. And then we're going to get a card from Pluto and from Mars, because we have a lot going on in that area, that arena right now. And just so you know, these are timeless. So whenever you come across these, it is an energy session for you and where you're at right now. When you open up the puzzle box of life, there isn't a number on the puzzle pieces. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a puzzle, right? It all comes together in its own time, its own framework for where you're at right now. So let's find out where you are here, Gemini. And let's see, because two of your cards already came out, but that is not where we began. So we're going to step on in, and we're going to get a rune at the top. Let's get a rune for Gemini about their one card wonder, about the powering up of going on right now in this season for you. Okay, thank you. That one's kind of, what did it crumple up? Ooh. Yikes, something bit ya, something bit ya. I don't pull out two, but this one crumpled and bent. And it's about satisfaction coming. So there could be a little jaundice. Maybe you got burnt in the past, and there is just like a little bit, I see it like a little bit of residue on your shoulder there that we just need to sweep away, bringing that up right now. So if that is you right now, let's just take a deep breath. And just let it ease on out and sit into this moment, because this moment is for you. And we're going to find out what that is. Here we have gateway coming in. New horizons, expose, contemplation, review, examine, non-action, and transform. Okay. This one I often see, it doesn't quite as much focus on the opening, but more of the snag going on about how to rise up from a previous situation. And it's letting us know here, it's talking very much about horizons, contemplation, non-action. Okay, so I mean, you could do what I do sometimes. I go watch the sunrise. Sitting there, you can definitely watch the horizon out here on the beach and contemplate, and do not take action, but watch how your mind is formulating and moving. Watch it move and begin to get in tune with the rhythms of yourself and of your body. And through examining situations, we can often find out what we will not consider, what we will not do, and that is important. It's not even about the person or the situation. Oh yeah, because my nose is tickling. Or whatever else is going on. It's about allowing yourself to know that you don't understand that, and giving yourself permission to move beyond. Step over the speed hump, the speed bump, over your own dead body if you have to, and go, hey, I don't understand what happened here, but I can resurrect, I can regenerate, I can move on. So let's get your tarot. All right, we've got the Mystical Dream Tarot. Well, didn't you just fall out of the bottom? So the bottom fell out on you? Was that an investment? Was it someone who bailed at the last minute, just when the relationship seemed to really be getting good and making the strong connection, that it caught you for a blind side? Maybe it's the shift of the world and the COVID. You're like, what the hell is going on, and what do I do with this? So there's a lot of recalibrating, moving around. And for you, Gemini, being in the mind, the poles, it's overworking you is what I can see, like pistons, but nothing's firing. So let's get a little spark, a little fire, a little catalyst going in there, and involve your breath with this is very much what I'm hearing. So involve your breath, tune into your breath. Like even take a time before you eat your food to just kind of breathe it in, and just take a moment to connect and feel your stomach start to rumble, or really desire to taste the food, and then dive on in. They're talking about just a pause, just a moment, just a little refractory period where you go and you invite life back into you, and you're inviting the flow back. Oh yeah, I already see it. Giddy up. Giddy up, Gemini, inviting that flow, that giddy up back in. Woohoo, yeehaw. Okay, so here we have the Three of Cups. You are cooking something up. When you begin to breathe and you move, this is like the single, instead there's two pistons working against you, like, sorry, I have to say what they're saying. Dongers is like darn, 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 darn. It's just making a bunch of noise. Bringing it in together, allowing those poles to be there is bouncing stabilizers, like ballasts. There's like a type of canoe that has these things that come off on either side to help stabilize, but allowing yourself to be contained in the center, the centralizing energy. And if you wonder about that, go back and check out some of the other Gemini videos, because y'all talked about filling the space in between your poles, talking about it being your temple, your pupil, the apple of your eye, what you truly desire in your heart. You know, you've been very service oriented, very much about others, and removing of self in the midst of that. Therefore, you almost hide behind the whole scenery of whatever's going on, and you have such deep thoughts and so many emotions that not being connected with as a human there can take its toll. And that's why you end up with the sleepless nights, or the sleeping in too much, and like the dissipation of your jing is what they're talking about. So this is talking about kicking it back up, that catalyst, your jing. Okay, so for some of you, bless your spleen, you've been run ragged, but it creates this magic kingdom and it cooks up something good. But talking high heart here, because anytime I see like Disney World, Disneyland, that type of thing, it's like, if you can dream it, it'll happen. Step into your imagination. So when you connect here and you begin to let the childlike wonder, the dreams come forth, the things that don't have logical explanation in this world, but something that's genuinely there and it makes you happy to think about it, begin to connect above yourself. As you let your poles move like this, it opens up that realm up above you where you realize you're being heard, you're being seen by the force beyond yourself, which is life itself. It is connecting, because there's the nose, and it's facilitating, trying to bring in this new, like, stardust plasma energy, the thing that is the creative force of all that is, so that your words, whether spoken or mulled in the mind, mulled in the mind. This is a card that did come out. This is the Pluto card, and you're talking about mulling of the mind, because we had the two spheres going on. But you were talking about the yin and the yang, the formulation of the new energy, the new Big Bang, the bringing forth into the worlds. Because look at that. Look at this reiteration. There's so much going on here that you are in sync. You are in sync with yourself. But that's the power that Pluto is coming to afford you, is taking the chaos and putting it into order, causing yourself to know that there's going to be confirmation showing up, there's going to be reiteration, there's going to be layers of things continuing to say prove themselves that seem to synergize and go together, and that's going to give you the motivation and the inkling to trust and to step into this with your whole self, not just with your shoulder but with your feet also, to be able to take that dive into the pool, the plunge into the pool, and to be fully refreshed and renewed. I love that. Okay, so you weren't wanting to talk too much about this. You like, Joy, we got it going now. Let's move right along. And I'm like, whatever. All right. So with that, we're gonna get a credit card on your Pluto there, about bringing on this chaos and the Big Bang into life, your new world, and your compass. Okay, so to me, your compass is the four angles, and it brings in the eye of God, the true self, where you're no longer having to intentionalize to try and manifest. You just actualize because you are. You know who you are, and you're tuned in your streams, and you're confident about yourself. You're totally self-assured. So tell us about that with these. I see you with this card. Okay. So we need to wash away the rain. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Let's break this cycle. Let's break the cycle of whatever was going on there. Remember in the beginning that we had to stop and take in that breath to be able to remove the overwhelm. And for you, it's not just too much. You give too much. You put in so much that with the self is removed, you don't realize that the removal of self, it may facilitate, make it go better, brighter, faster for everyone else, but you're being starved. You are wasting. The atrophy of the soul is going on, and that's hard to come back from. Over and over and over again. It's not even resurrection, it's regeneration, and that is expensive and exhausting. So that's what Pluto's saying here, is when you go forward in this Big Bang, this is your graduation. Move forward and don't look back. Don't look back. Don't even try and go over those things mulling in your mind of, well, how did this work? No, just when you feel those things pressing in on you like that, that's the non-action that they're talking about here, is not entertaining that type of thing that works you and causes the pistons and the poles again. You know, the angel and the devil, the pistol and pole, is it what's the better? What's the this? No. It should be you, you, you. I am this. I enjoy this. I'm a part of this. Where are you in this? Okay, that's very important and it's central. It's about finding your sun, and your sun is what lines up, your sun is what lines up in the center of that compass, and it brings open the eye of God, and then light fills your soul and you see yourself clearly. You are known and you are fully known. Okay, that's when we reach perfection. And yes, perfection is a true state. It's Tion. It's the ongoingness of knowingness of oneself, of the eternal unfolding and evolving and moving about as we walk through the state of the world around us. Okay, so let's get an oracle on that. We're going to get a moon oracle. Okay. These cards are chai today, y'all. I barely even move them, and here you come. So let's see. It's a little reluctant to not be sticky, to come forward. So some of you have had some clinging energy on you because of this very thing. And so it's 20. Some of you, you are 20. Some of you, it's been a completion of a 20-year long MF cycle. So we have waning gibbous. It's making it over that hump, over that hill, over that mountain. And now you're going to cruise on down the other side. I mean, it's not even break on through the other side. They're like, just cruise in. Look at those lips, baby. Do you see the nose? Where are the eyes? I don't know yet. It's what do you see? I see an eye right there, the nose and the mouth. What do you see? So remember, bring it to center, bring it to self. Allow the 3D, the depth perception to come through, to see yourself through this, to get over that hump, that speed bump, into yourself. I could call it your future, but it is your future self will come unto you if you are open, ready, and willing. All right. And so I see you working and moving through it. I see very much cardinal energy showing up in here, empowerment of self, and that's giving yourself permission to thrive and succeed, knowing it's not going to diminish or take away from other people's energy, right? You don't have to sacrifice yourself in order for others to thrive and to survive. The amness that we're talking about focusing on yourself, the central piston, the central pump, about being about your sun and yourself, is when you come into your true self. That's when the giftings that are afforded to you also truly make their entrance into this world for everyone else. Because if you are living, imbibing, and enjoying who you are, they multiply and they amplify and they come out into the environment for everyone else. Okay? So it's a little bit of alchemy, a little bit of trick, but it's a trick of the mind, but it's a truth. So is it really a trick? It's a trick with a treat. Okay. So that beauty is yours. You're attractive, you're magnetic, you're kinetic, and you bring that in. But it's time to let the locomotion be for yourself, to get that movement on for yourself and to step into your new day. All right. So now that's the other card. This is the other card that came in. Your Mars card and your Pluto are what came out first. So it's about your power and now your empowerment of self, of how do we do this, Joy? How do we do this here? How do I, you're already looking better, baby. Know your book of love. The book of love will open up and let you in. You're like, yes, I want to get back into myself. Yes, I sold myself out. Yes, I thought I had to sell off the pieces of who I was, and not for money, meaning the giving of self, the giving of self, the giving of self, that there wasn't any left. But there's been so many misconstrued philosophies out there that when we did what the words were and applied them, we ended up that way, wasted, lost, torn, those sort of things. But that's why the God and Spirit pushed me out to do Joy of the World, to be able to speak the truth, because I lived and went through those things too and ended up flat dead with a sheet cake, whatever else going on, and it wasn't delightful nor delicious. And that is what this world is about: enjoying our life, living our life, who we are, amplifying, multiplying, and growing and abounding. Okay. So you have the Three of Clubs coming in. And here it's talking about forging your world, forging ahead. At each step you begin to take ahead, see how it's channeling forward. This is about your alignment, about the eyes. And if you want to know about the eyes, check out some of the Scorpio videos. They talk about it in almost every one of them. It's about our intelligence. It's about our imagination, our intelligence, our intuition, our instinct, our I amness. It's all those sort of things going on, aligning down, that those things begin to speak out and move in front of us, because you're already being actualized. You're already stepping into who you are as you begin to live like this, okay? And that brings in this whole new world. It bleeds it across, and life begins to form right before your very eyes. And that's why it says it wants you to take the non-action, to not engage in those old ideologies, those old mindsets trying to work you, and to just make them step off. To give yourself the freedom from the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other, deciding what is good, what is right, what is whatever. Just stop and get into the center of yourself and say, what do I feel right now? Also, what makes me happy when I'm around certain people and their energies? What about that cheers me up? What about that do I love? Because see, what it affords you is also what you afford the world. You just might not have given yourself permission. Like if you like someone who's funny, maybe you're funny, right? Or maybe you're the laugher, the fun one. Fun and funny go together, okay? So as you begin to experience and notice those things in this new horizons, this contemplation, this non-action, you begin to dismiss those other polarizing energies of good, bad, right, wrong, yes, no. And you're like, get on out of here. Step off, step off. Okay? And that brings in your whole new world. I absolutely love it. More power to you, Gemini. This is Joy saying bye for now. Remember, comments down below. I love you.